Good morning and welcome to Underneath My E46 BMW, which means we're not at my shop. We are at John Ross's shop. We're here to do a decent amount of stuff that's needed done since I bought this car, and 2 years later, I'm finally getting around to it. It involves this pile of parts over here, and hopefully it goes smoothly. So what we're going to be working on today is the differential here. This is a pretty common thing on these E46 BMWs. There's a bushing right up here that always goes bad, and at 260,000 miles, every piece of rubber on this thing needs gone through anyway.
Especially this big piece of rubber right here. That one, it seems pretty critical, and it's... oh, wait, you have slicks. Never mind.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, we're going to be working on the differential and the shifter as well, because the shift bushings also are bushings and are rubber, and they're completely shot. I mean, look at how much play there is in gear. It's not good. So also, as you can see, there is a lot of oil coming out of my differential, which means it needs resealed. And instead of resealing my old differential, instead what I did was got a different one. This is actually out of an automatic 325i. This was only $40, I believe, at my local auto parts recycler, my favorite one, Auto Recyclers of Kansas, who still haven't sponsored me, but I still love them. And the nice thing about this is that while this is, I think, a 3.06 to 1 rear end ratio, this is a 3.46, which means shorter gears, because what is the point of getting a manual if you can't shift it all the time? Second gear is just way too long on this, first of all, because when you go into a hairpin, you grab second, it's just a little bit too tall and you're idling on the way out, and I don't want to do that, and I don't want to shift down to first. So we have this, and it'll make it pull a little bit harder, and you know, it'll be nice. So I've got the differential, and I have new seals for it, and it's gonna be kind of involved. You gotta pull these, and you gotta pull that out of both differentials, because these will not fit a ZHP. I've got to pull them out of that differential, put them in this differential along with all the new seals, and then it'll be good to go. And then you can see there, that is the part number for this bad boy. You can see it's a 3.46 rear end. Off a low mileage car too that was wrecked. So this thing is totally leak free for now, until I ruin it somehow, I'm sure. Not a whole lot of steps to getting this thing out. We got to drop the exhaust down, and we got to drop this heat shield, and we're going to pull the drive shaft as well. So
Sucked.
yeah, just like that, everything is out of the car, and I also see what is wrong with my shifter. It is the easiest thing to replace, I think. I haven't even looked at what all I bought to see if that part is in there. I really hope it is, though. Otherwise, I'm gonna do a sad. But I did find out my drive shaft guibo is toast. Look at that thing, it's all cracked, so we're gonna have to go get one of those. We got the diff out of here, And I pulled the half shafts out, have not yet pulled the input shaft. I have a socket, here it is. I have a socket, but even this socket, it doesn't fit. So we're gonna have to make it fit. A little bit of engineering. And then we can put the seals in, new seals in this, and they'll be good to go. I should probably open my box of stuff at some point. Maybe. I am a little concerned with the fact that my old diff is sitting on its side with an open hole in it and no fluid came out. Only good things. Took a quick break, went to O'Reilly's, got a new Guivo before they close because it is late o'clock, of course, and then used a 3-jaw puller to great effect to get the input shaft flange pulled out. Output shaft flanges are also pulled. You just hammer those out. That one I had to get a bit creative with, there it is. Oh, it actually pulled out a thing with it. Hope that's not super important. Anyway, let's actually take a look at this point at all the parts that I got. Brown paper, wonderful. Shifter bucket. There's the front differential bushings. I bet you this is the rear differential bushing. Sure enough, rear differential bushing, what a monster. Oh right, this comes with new hardware, new bolts, and nuts, wow. Let's see, these are for the shifter. This, I believe, is also for the shifter. Oh, actually, no, these might be. Oh, yep, that's for the shifter. So shifter parts, output shaft seals, input shaft seal, I guess. And that appears to be everything. Okay, so seals, bushings, hardware, shifter stuff, all needs to go on here. Oh boy. I'm just bouncing around at the speed of sound here, so I'm going to take a break from the other stuff I was doing, and we're going to get these bushings swapped out, because that's really what we're here for. And this is the OEM Brom Tools bushing tool. It is very, very nice. Look at this, it's got thrust bearings in it. Absolutely beautiful. And huge thanks to Johnny at German Motor Works, aka the Car Ninja, for letting me borrow this. He hasn't even used it yet. I get to be the one to break it in. It looks like we use this cup and this presser to pull out these two rear bushings here. So let's get right on it. I did actually have this set up wrong somehow for the other small bushing, but then I got it right the second time and it worked way better, because it turns out you don't have to use a crescent wrench to hold half of it. So now we're doing the big boy here. Oh my gosh. What a monster of a bushing. Big thanks to Eric for lifting this thing up in here. I got it bolted in, and even though it's only like 10:30 at night, I just can't go anymore. My back is completely done. And I was thinking maybe that I could get through it. You know, I've just got the axles to put back, the sway bar, drive shaft, new guibo, but then I also have all this to clean and put away. And that's just not happening tonight. So, and manhandling the exhaust up on my own would be kind of a mess. So that's something to be done when I'm a little bit fresher. So I'm gonna head home, get some sleep in me, get some food in me. I haven't eaten today. And get back at this tomorrow morning, and I'll be fresh, and I'll have a fresh car. I am pretty excited. A little sad that I'm not gonna get the shifter done. I need a new shift lever because that it's just complete junk after 260,000 miles. I really knew I should have bought everything, but it's like $200 for all the shifters. Heck, just the lever is like $160, so it's a bit steep, but. Well, that's the last bolt. Got this thing all assembled. The diff is back in, full of fluid. Half shafts are back in. Axles attached. New guibo. Take a look at the old one here. This thing was absolutely toast. All kinds of cracks in it. And one of the bolts connecting it to the drive shaft itself was just not even remotely tight. So hopefully that solves my 80-mile-an-hour vibration. All that's left now is to clean up and put this thing on the ground and see how it drives.
All right, man, I got all this work done for you. Just shoot me some money when you're done. I'll see you later.
Well, after entirely too much work, the car is back together and moving under its own power, and it feels so much smoother. I mean, there's not, you know, a massive amount of valve train, shut up, there's not a massive amount of valve train lash from the differential wiggling around. And as you can hear, I've got the draggy hooked up, so we are taking a road trip down south to Mexico. And I'm kind of curious if this new rear end ratio gets me anything. I would be stoked if I get below 5 seconds to 60 in a 14-something second quarter mile. Anything under 15 and I'll be happy with how crap the tires are and just the fact that it's a worn out old 3 Series. I mean, in theory, I think Road and Track did like 4.3 seconds 0 to 60 in a 14.2 in the quarter, but they probably also totaled the car in the process by just abusing it. So hopefully we get a decent time, and hopefully I can drive it home afterwards.
I will say it's very smooth.
It do be smooth.
It do be like that.
The difference in rear end ratio isn't like insane, but it does feel a little spunkier, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, that was pretty disappointing. Apparently my drag slicks didn't really work to my advantage too much, and I just kind of sat there not moving forward very much. So I'll get new tires at some point. It pulls like a monster once it hooks. I mean, monster is relative. It's a 260,000 mile, 20-something-year-old 3 Series, so it's not going to be amazing, but it feels solid, and I'm so excited to just finish up the last few things on these. I have a new shifter coming, super stoked to put that in, and this short ratio means that I will get to use it a heck of a lot more when I am in the twisties, having a blast in doing what this car is made for. If nothing else, it does sound pretty good. Thanks for watching.